Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a get ready with me video. It's Saturday and I'm going to go shopping at the mall with my mom and my sister. So I'm just going to be doing my everyday makeup routine for you guys so you can see what I usually do on my days off or days I'm not filming, because I honestly don't wear that much makeup. First, I always like to start off with the skin, so here I'm taking my new Infallible Matte Pro whatever foundation in 103 Buff, which is actually a little bit too dark for me, so I'm just going to go in with a tiny amount and apply that to key areas of my face. And I'm going to be taking my ETUDE House toothbrush type foundation brush. I really love this, and I'm just going to be applying a little bit of that onto the brush and then starting in the center of my face and working my way out. Now, because this foundation is a matte foundation and it doesn't have any SPF in it that it claims, I already applied a good layer of SPF 50 to my face just so I have that sun protection. Now, like I said, because this foundation is just a tad too dark for me, I'm going to go in with a equal amount of my concealer, and this is the Lunar Long Tip Concealer in the lightest shade number 1, and I'm just going to use that to highlight the features of my face so the color is not as dark. And I'm just going to be going in with the same brush and blending that out, starting with the chin, nose, and forehead. I'm doing this in this order so that I pick up more of the concealer on my brush, and then the majority of it is going to be focused on my under eye area where I actually need the coverage, because I honestly don't need any additional coverage on my forehead or chin. And then whatever is left over on my brush, I'm just going to pull across my eyelids to give a little bit of an evening effect without applying too much product. And now the skin is finished. So as you can see, even though I don't know if you can tell on camera, it is a little bit too dark compared to my neck, but because I have that lighter concealer there, it looks a lot more natural. Next, I'm going to go in with my Prime Primer Setting Powder by BANLA, or finishing powder, and I'm just going to go in and set only my T-zone areas or areas that I care about, because I personally prefer a dewy finish to the skin, not only because I have dry skin and it just feels a lot better, but because I think it just also looks really healthy. And then with a small powder brush, I'm just going to apply that to my inner cheeks first, because I get oily there the most, and then in between here, sides of my nose, end of my nose, and then I also get oily here around the sides of my mouth, which is a little bit odd, and a little bit on the forehead, but not much, mostly around the hairline and just along the jawline there as well, because I don't like my hair sticking to my face. Now, the one thing that I really like about this powder is that it actually makes you look like you're poreless, which is something I don't find with a lot of loose powders, especially my previous one that I was using a lot. I found like it actually made my pores look worse when I would powder it. So I'm just gonna apply a little bit of powder here as well, so that my colors that I apply later don't go on blotchy. And I actually don't set my under eyes because I naturally have a lot of fine lines there, and if I put a setting powder on it, it actually makes it look like I have a million more wrinkles than I actually do have. So I just like to avoid that area because my under eyes naturally are very dry, so putting powder on it really just makes it look 10 times worse than it actually is. Okay, so now that my base makeup is done, I'm actually going to move on to my eyes. And for my everyday makeup, I generally keep it quite simple, so here I'm going in with my SICMA highlighting pen or pencil, and I'm just taking the matte brightening end, and I'm just going to highlight my brow bone and inner nose. So starting with the inner nose, and then dragging it up and over. Now this product is really creamy, so you don't want to apply too much because it can kind of cling to the hairs of your eyebrows if you have not touched them up in a while, and I haven't, so just a little is good enough. But for me, I like to focus it on the inner part of my nose. It makes it look better. And then just going in with my finger and blending that away, starting from the inner, or starting from the outer portion. Now, after I highlight my brow bone, I like to go in and set it with a highlighter so that my other shadows don't stick to it more so. So here I'm taking my Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Moonstone, which I just recently got, and I love it. And I'm just picking that up on a dense medium shadow brush, and it's the SICMA E20, or the SICMA E32, and I'm just applying that to the highest point of my brow bone and then kind of blending it out. And then adding a bunch on my inner corner. Now for my eyeshadow, I generally like to keep it quite simple for my everyday look. So here I've been using my Majorca quad a lot lately, and it is the Jeweling Eyes in number BR792. And I just like to use the pinkish shade right there. And it kind of is a nice light kind of tint to the eyes. It's not really anything too harsh, so that's why I like it for my everyday makeup. And I actually don't use a brush, I just use the little puff provided, and I just apply that to my entire eyelid. And I also pull that up into the crease a little bit as well. So that basically is for the upper part of the eyes on shadow. Then I like to go in with kind of a rosy burnt color. And here I'm just going into my bronzer quad, and I'm just picking up some of those middle colors, and I'm just going to apply that to the lower lash line. And then I also like to make sure that I connect it up into the outer corner of my upper lid, just because it creates more of a connection and a completed look. And I really don't add too much of this because I like it to look very natural. And then doing the same to the other lower lash line. And I'm just using a regular blending brush. It's nothing really fancy. So it doesn't really give any sort of preciseness. It just kind of gets the job done for a rosy, smoky, everyday look. And then next I like to add a little bit of eyeliner, but I don't do too much. Here I'm using my Kate Super Sharp liner, and it's just a dark brown liquid eyeliner. It's not even black, and I just like to go in and create a soft kind of a wing look. And I also pull it down. I don't actually flick it up too much. I keep it more in a straight line, which you guys have probably seen in the majority of my videos, is that I like my eyeliner soft looking and not harsh, which is actually quite different from a lot of the North American styles. And that is it for the eyeliner, and as you can see, it's really nothing dramatic. It's just a soft everyday look. Then I like to go in with any mascara, but lately, as you guys might have seen in previous videos, I've been loving the Heroine Make Mascara in Steady Brown, and I'm just going to apply that all over my lashes like you normally would. I also really like this for everyday makeup because it's not too harsh, but it still gives you that fluffy look that you want. So if anyone is ever looking for like really good mascaras, I highly recommend Japanese mascaras because they like know where it's at. I've never had an absolute favorite mascara until I've used like Majorca or Heroine Make. And that's totally it for the eyes. That's all I do. All I do for my eyebrows is keep it really simple once again, and I just use a brow mascara, and this is the Excel Eyebrow Mascara in BM03, and I think it was called like light ash brown or something like that. And I just go in and fill in any sparse areas with my brows just with the mascara. And I like to focus a lot of the product on the under portion of my brow just to give it more of a filled in appearance. Well, not filled in, but more of like a full. And then I really focus a lot on this side because my brows are not symmetrical. So just focusing the tip of the wand there and at the end. And then I also focus it in the front upper portion because that part also is not symmetrical with the other brow. And I also kind of like to square it off at the front as well. And then the exact same to the other side basically. I hate when I try to do my brows because I always have these baby hairs that are always getting stuck to everything I try to do. And then they like start poking me in the eye and it's just so annoying. So then I'm going in with this bronzer, just a deluxe bronzer. This is actually really old and discontinued, so you can't get it, but if you're wondering, it is from QUO, and I'm just taking a big fluffy brush and picking up some of that product on it. And just going in and lightly dusting that over my cheek, just to give a little more color to the face. And then I like to go in and highlight. And usually I mix it up. I like using two highlighters, so it's either the BIIBII Shimmering Skin Perfector in Moonstone, or it's the TonyMoly, the Stage highlighter in number 2. And this one is really good because it looks very natural. So if you want that dewy skin look, then I like to go with this one. So I just pick up some of it on my brush, and it just looks like that. And then I just dust a little bit onto my cheekbones, temple, center of the forehead, tip of the nose, in between the brows. I really like doing, so nothing too crazy, but this really just gives that natural, healthy, glowing look, while I find the BIIBII Moonstone is more of like a strobing look because it has bigger chunks in it as well, while this is more of a fine powder all around. Now, because it's fall, you would think I would be doing like a really dark color for the lips, but no, because this is my everyday makeup look, I actually like something more of like a gel or a tint that looks more natural on the skin or more natural on the lips. So here I'm going in with one of my new Dear Darling tints from Etude House, and this is number 6 from the line. And this one kind of is more of like a pinky look, but I only like to use a little bit of it so it doesn't look too fake or too much like I'm wearing product. There. Now I just like to wipe it away as well so it's not too intense. And just like that. Okay guys, so that is it for my everyday makeup look. I hope this was helpful to any of you guys that have been wondering what I like to wear on my regular days that I'm going out. And if you guys have any questions, let me know. Make sure you check out the description box for all the products that I used. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!